All right, welcome back, everyone. We're joined now by two members of the Appleton Police Department, Assistant Chief Larry Potter and Officer Kong Lee.
And guys, this is really cool. We're bringing the technology into the studio today, talking about the drones in the department. Now, Officer Lee, you were just recently licensed to pilot this really aircraft. So tell us how you've been using it and the process that it took to really train yourself to pilot this.
I've been a drone enthusiast for a long time now, but the process that it took, we have obviously learned about the FAA regulations. Obviously, when you take technologies of this to the sky, you're integrating yourself into the airspace. So you're pretty much integrating yourself to bigger things that won't be able to see this. So a lot of regulation studying, and we had to actually pass the test to get certified. The next step in this, we actually have to get a authorization from the FAA to be able to fly over people at night, be able to fly outside line of sight. So that's still in the work, but yeah, it's a very exciting time for the Appleton Police Department.
And you guys have used it already. What cases have you specifically used it for?
We've used it on a missing person case where we've used it to try and collect evidence on that same missing person case. So it's been a useful tool so far.
And so, Larry, what are our future plans for this? What kind of cases is this really, really important to be able to assist our officers?
Well, it's going to be a really powerful tool for us in the future. Search and rescue, of course, as we've mentioned, we've done that in the past, and that'll be a big application in the future. There's also a safety component for the officers. If there's a traditional situation where we'd have to maybe consider sending officers in, or maybe a dog, to see what's going on, this will give us some eyes so that we can go in and see what the situation is before we have to maybe consider sending people in.
So the bird's eye view of really keeping the officers safe on the ground, it's really important, and let's fly it, right?
Yeah.
Let's test it out a little bit. While we prepare to get this all ready, you guys are also looking at purchasing some smaller drones for the future too, so why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, that's another application. You know, if there's a residential setting where maybe there's a dangerous person inside, and again, we won't necessarily want to send an officer in, we're looking at buying some pocket drones, as we call them, where we could send that in to maybe a home or another, doesn't have to necessarily be a home, but another situation, a smaller situation where this bird, if you will, this bird wouldn't fit, we could send a pocket drone in and take a look to see what's going on and fly it back out, then we know.
All right, Officer Lee, we want to see it take flight here. Of course, we are in closed studios here, but ooh, you can just hear it too. It makes that little whoosh noise.
Oh my goodness, and he's actually got, oh boy, look at this thing go.
And so this can really take us all over the city of Appleton. This can really help us in so many different situations.
Right, it's another tool for us to get ears and eyes where we maybe couldn't before. It's another vantage point.
And talk about, you're operating it. Talk about like what you're doing right now, because you can actually see a screen too.
We can actually see it. Once we're outside with outside interference, we can actually see a map of exactly where it is. Wow. So let's say we have a missing person or a fleeing suspect, and we get the drone right on top of it. It shows us exactly what street the person is running on. It shows us exactly the coordinates it's at. So let's say we have a missing person and the person is down. We get right on top of it. We give the officers the exact coordinate, and they'll just go right up to the person. So that's the benefit of having a technology like this.
All right, real quick, I don't know if that is loud. We also want to talk about real quick, you guys have a cool event coming up on Saturday, Badges and Bobbers. There we go. Whoa, my goodness. Badges and Bobbers are happening Saturday. Tell us about this. It's a cool event for the kids, right?
Second event, last year we were expecting 50 kids, and we got a lot more than that. This year we're expecting 150, so it's Saturday from 9 to 1 at Lutz Park in Appleton, and kids essentially have the opportunity to go out and fish with some officers.
All right, great event coming up, and Appleton Police protecting us on the ground and in the skies. Really cool technology coming to the department. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you, Brittany.
We'll have a check on your forecast after this.